The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
It's The Local Show with Tom and Steve. You found some good talk radio that you can sink your ears into. So, Steve is a professional something or other and has a background of this and that. So, you'll...
That's pretty accurate, actually. The background of this, and I'm a professional. I don't know about that part, Tom. But
I am one of the best nothings you'll ever meet.
What a combination. What a combo here.
But we do bring on some guests that you might be interested in, like this guy right here.
This guy's
Shawn Dupree. That's right. He's the owner of Top Notch Roofing. How are you, Shawn?
I'm doing well.
How long have you been fiddling around with tools?
As long as I can remember.
Yeah.
Since I was, as old, since I could pick one up.
Yeah. Where are you originally from? Did you grow up right here in Syracuse, New York, or?
Pulaski, New York.
In Pulaski, okay, yeah.
Oswego County.
Yeah,
there you go.
County.
A little close to that, Mike. There you go.
You couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
I'm just kidding.
Grew up in Pulaski, moved to APW when I was in like 5th grade and graduated APW. Been there ever since.
I always used to be jealous of the APW people.
Wait. Am I going to? I think I know why.
Because of the snow days.
They were always closed.
Yeah, you'd always hear that first. APW closed.
You're thinking,
today.
what the heck? And then like the big ones, North Syracuse was like one of the last ones to go. And now they forecast snow and they close the schools.
Yeah,
right?
I know. It's not like when we were kids. So were you into snowmobiling and the fishing from the time you were a young boy?
Yeah, I grew up on the Salmon River, so
beautiful.
I fished like crazy when I was a kid.
I'm so jealous. That's where I should have been from.
Yeah.
Do you still salmon fish at all or not
I
so
don't.
much?
I'll go out on the lake and salmon fish, but
Right.
I don't fish in the river.
It's a circus nowadays up there, isn't it?
Hard to find a spot during the prime season, isn't it?
It can be.
Yeah.
We know some backwater stuff that we would, if we do river fish, we have a couple backwater places that we would go to, but it's been a long time. I haven't done it in a while.
Do you know the folks at Tailwater at all?
I don't.
No? Okay.
No.
I didn't know if you knew them.
I went to elementary school there.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's
in
wild.
a remote way.
Right.
Yeah.
Did they let you fish during lunch? Because
No,
that's right there.
It's amazing what they've done to the place, isn't
Right,
it?
it is,
It's a wonderful place.
No, I
place.
don't know. If I was going to move north, I mean, I love that area. My gosh, right?
It's nice up there.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
So,
what I like about where we live in Parrish is we're a half hour to everywhere.
okay. And that's where you live now, is in
Yeah.
Parrish.
Right.
Yeah, I'm 25 miles from here, but it takes me 30 minutes to get here.
Sure.
Right.
It's a quick, 81, as long as you don't get a lot of construction up that way, as much as we're getting down here.
Right.
No, that's true. In the roofing business, what area do you cover?
We cover every place from Alex Bay to Cortland, Utica to Auburn.
Okay, and you just finished a big project down in Ithaca.
We did the La Trella Hotel down in Ithaca.
That was a big roof.
It was a very large roof.
Big commercial, so you do a lot of commercial work as well as residential?
We do both, yeah.
Yeah. You're pretty much split.
Now, Tom, wasn't he hanging out at your house?
He did come over to the house, and I was very happy for that. The thing about your services, Shawn, is that you're not like a pushy salesperson, and I think a lot of people these days very concerned about that. They want services done, but they would rather not have somebody who they feel like they're being sold all the time.
Right.
And you came in and were using your intelligence and experience, and I had a leak, and it's leaking into the bedroom. Didn't know what was going on. Well, Shawn got right up there in the attic and was able to troubleshoot it, look at it, provide me with a solution, and within a couple of days, you sent your guys out there. I thought the one guy was your brother.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
Yeah. It looks very similar.
Yeah, we get that quite a bit when we're on the job site together. People ask us that all the time.
Yeah, so he was very nice. Came in and, not a lot of long time there. Looked around, and it turns out that we replaced a ridge vent and sealed up some rotting wood that was up there, and it's looking good, and it should hold me for a while until I get Shawn to do the whole roof in a couple of years here.
Yeah, how old's that house?
It was built in 2003. So
okay, so the whole 30 is a 30-year roof last 30 years? I mean, is that a real number, or is that just something they sell?
It's some roofs too. I mean, you look around, there's roofs out there that are 50 years old that are still on houses. It all depends on the way that they were installed, the products that people use, and what kind of weather you get.
Yeah, right. How severe winters are, right?
How severe winters are, how severe summers are. Because the heat can really do some damage. The UV rays can break the material down quicker.
It was interesting you were pointing out how you can tell that there's wear on the roof, and with my neighbor's roofs as well. Tell people how that looks when you can see that some of the
so the granules start to come off, and what happens when the granules start to come off is you can see the underside of the shingle itself instead of the granules,
right.
And you can see spots through the shingles, and they kind of stand out. So we can see that from the ground, and that's a good indication of we should do a further investigation to see what kind of shape this roof is.
It was kind of a reflection, like little lines coming down the roofs, and all my neighbors had it.
All those houses built at the same time, right?
Right, all
probably
around
the same stinking roofs, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was able to spot that.
Yeah, and then when the guys got up there and they did the repair work, they confirmed that it's definitely at the end of its life cycle, and it's within a couple of years you're going to want to replace it. What's going to happen if you don't? You're going to start losing shingles. You'll start getting blow off because the shingles they're breaking down. They're getting weak, so the wind will blow. It'll lift them. It'll pull them off and break them.
Yeah. But I think it's cool that they came over and said, "Okay, you have a leak. You don't need a roof today." There wasn't that pressure or that. Okay, there was some integrity, and hey, you can wait a little while. Let's fix this for now. And it's a 30-year roof. Let's keep an eye on it and maybe do something later. We put a roof on our house when we had the house a dozen years ago and didn't know Shawn at the time, and called some different roofers, and you talk to people. There are those, it feels like you're being sold from the first conversation.
Yeah, right.
There's like, you gotta, and then there's, we had talked to different people, but we ended up hiring an individual, reminds me of you, Shawn, very deliberate, wasn't in a hurry. He wasn't the most expensive and he wasn't the cheapest. It's interesting because we got some quotes, but I felt like I could trust him.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like a sales job. And he did a great job.
Yeah, and we may not always be the cheapest, but you don't necessarily always want to go with the cheapest. You want to look at the history of the company. You want to look at the products that the companies are using. Make sure that the products that they're using are stood, that the manufacturer that's making them are standing behind them. Like with our product, if we have an issue with a warranty issue, Atlas shingles that we use, they stand behind it, and they offer workmanship and product replacement at no cost.
So it's just not the price. It's not, okay, we're going to give you a $100 shingle. They'll cover the reinstallation of it.
Correct.
Very nice. Well, let's get some people over to you. Your phone number is the 920-7949, correct?
Correct.
And that's the big area code of 315. And you'll do roofing all the way up to when the snow flies. And then when there's breaks in the snow, you'll continue to do roofing.
Yes.
Yeah, we will. Yep.
Okay, so topnotchroofingcny.com, and you'll work through the winter so we can ask a question.
Yeah, you may have to wait a little bit in the winter. We look for those nice days.
The nice days to do it, yeah. Well, thank you very much, Shawn.